Maybe you're struggling with high cholesterol levels and you don't know what causes it. Well, this video is for you, and I've got my 7 best tips how to deal with that high cholesterol to find that balance. Okay, so what can cause that high cholesterol? Well, of course, it's going to be different for everyone, but one of those unforeseen causes could be stress. And we know that high stress levels can be related to our cortisol levels and a lot of inflammation in the body. This ties back to leptin resistance as well, which I will talk about, but there's something called pregnenolone steal syndrome. And this is when your pregnenolone, which is made from your cholesterol, preferentially makes more cortisol, more of that stress hormone, depleting that pregnenolone and can alter your cholesterol levels. So this is something to be aware of. Of course, whenever we can lower our stress levels, that's going to be advantageous for our cholesterol levels. Okay, number 2, another cause for high cholesterol could be your thyroid is under functioning. So low thyroid, hypothyroidism is definitely linked to higher cholesterol levels. And one of the reasons and mechanisms that your body is trying to make more hormone in general, and that could be why your cholesterol is high. This can be impacting your liver function as well, tied back to your leptin resistance as well. Really important that we are optimizing our leptin, but also our thyroid function if you've got cholesterol levels that are all over the place. Okay, number 3, another cause for that high cholesterol is rapid weight loss. So for some people, this is actually a healthy thing to be losing some weight, but that can actually raise your cholesterol levels as well. Just to be aware of that, because it's not always a bad thing when we see that the cholesterol goes a little bit high. Okay, number 4 on the list is the keto diet. So when you start to ingest more of those hopefully healthy fats on a keto diet, lessening the carbohydrates, this can actually make the cholesterol go up as well. So not necessarily always a bad thing. And number 5 on the list is caffeine. So in this study, it's interesting, just 4 espressos a day, they found a link between a higher cholesterol level and drinking that much caffeine. So I don't know where you are on the caffeine scale, but just take note as to, maybe each time that you are consuming caffeine and you have a cholesterol issue, that could be part and parcel because of your caffeine consumption. Okay, so let's go through my tips. I've got 7 of them. Number 1, quite simple and something that is easy for you to start to do in your daily life. Hopefully you can get some natural sunlight exposure. So in this study, it was found that an increase in vitamin D through sunlight exposure, so not supplementation, but through sunlight exposure, significantly reduced total cholesterol and LDL cholesterol. So that's really promising. Balancing that cholesterol, really important. Cholesterol, remember, is not the bad guy, but finding that proper balance between your LDL, your HDL, and your triglycerides, and your total cholesterol, very important. So get out there in that natural sunlight whenever you can. Okay, tip number 2 for balancing your cholesterol is to eat a balanced diet. Now, this goes without saying, definitely making sure that you're eating enough vegetables, healthy fats, healthy sources of protein, limiting too much of the really refined carbohydrates especially, and some of those oils which can be very inflammatory. Very important to be able to balance your cholesterols dietarily. Okay, number 3 on my list is to lower your stress levels. This goes without saying, when our cortisol levels are out of balance, maybe we've got that pregnenolone steal that I talked about earlier in the video, this can be very much related to your cholesterol getting out of sync and out of balance. So balancing your cortisol levels, your stress, is very important. Okay, number 4 for helping with your cholesterol levels is to fix your leptin resistance. Okay, remember, this has a lot to do with that connection that you have with your circadian rhythms, with your outside environment, but also your hormones. And we know that, of course, cholesterol helps to make our hormones. So finding that balance, fixing our leptin resistance, I've got a ton of other content on that. You can check it out. And all my tips to fix leptin resistance, very important for your cholesterol levels as well. Okay, tip number 5 for your cholesterol is to limit your caffeine. So as we saw in that study, too much caffeine can definitely raise your cholesterol. So limiting your caffeine, usually 1 to 2 cups of coffee per day, maybe 1 more serving of caffeine would be sort of the maximal, but everybody has different tolerance points for their caffeine, so keeping that in mind. Okay, number 6 on my list is doing a full body detox. So yes, addressing our liver health, our kidneys, our lungs, our digestive tract, our skin, lymphatics, our blood system. Doing that regular full body detox 3 to 4 times per year is something that I really do highly recommend, not only for overall bodily function, energy levels, but also for your cholesterol levels. And number 7 on the list is to consider some herbal medicine. So if you're really struggling, there are some really fantastic herbal medicines that can help to balance your cholesterol levels. Some of my favorites: faux tea, glucosterones, plant sterols, amazing at balancing that cholesterol, helping to lower that LDL cholesterol. Some even raise that HDL, your good cholesterol, and finding that perfect balance for your cholesterol is something that will go a long way, not only for your cardiovascular health, but for your energy levels as well, and really important to have that preventative effect, of course, for your artery health. Well, now you know more about cholesterol. I want you to watch this video about eggs, because there's huge misconceptions about consuming eggs and your cholesterol levels. Watch this video. Eating 3 eggs a day can change your life. I'll see you there.